Okay guys, you'll notice that I have the front bumper off the car. The reason I took the bumper off is because I'm doing two mods. The first is LED DRL enable for all the time. So you get this adapter harness. I actually think it's for a Camaro, but worked with the distributor to get it working for the SS sedan. And what it does is basically interrupts the harness that plugs into the fog lights and the DRL's sub harness. It's an adapter harness that you run your own separate. You run it up through the bumper, and you basically find a fuse that is an ignition run hot. And this is just a one of those J-clip fuse adapters. So basically, I'll find a fuse to plug that in, and that will enable these LED DRLs to be on all the time. Okay guys, once you get the wiring fed through the bumper and up past the coolant overflow bottle right here, what you're going to want to do is feed it behind all the wiring here, and then you're going to want to take the fuse cover off. Alright, once you take the cover off, you're going to want to look for fuse panel number 51. If you look over here, that is for the ECM for the V6, which I don't have, but it's also the injection harness for the odd cylinders for the V8. It's going to be a 20 amp fuse. So basically, anytime the car, with that being fuel injection, anytime the car is on, that fuel injection harness will be getting power, so that when the car is running, the LED DRLs will be on. Okay, let's look for 51. Okay, so 51 is going to be 5 rows in, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 up, so 5 in and 4 up, so 5 in from the firewall to the front of the car, so here's 5, and then 4 in is going to be this 20 amp fuse right here, and the one in front of it would be, that's 20 amp, we're looking at 51, that's correct, and the one in front of it's going to be 15. So this one right here is going to be the one we're going to have to pull it out, set that aside. Then what you want to do is take your harness and put the jumper relay in. So this has a 20 amp fuse in it already, and as well as a 10 amp. I'm guessing the 10 amp is for the DRL relay. And then we're just going to want to push this in. Okay guys, as you can see, I added that Add-A-Fuse link with the two circuits in it, the 20 amp and the 10 amp with the two fuses in it. And I ran it back, back behind the wiring underneath the box, and then come up the side, and then okay guys, to finish up the install, you need to cut a little bit of a groove into the fuse panel itself just to make room for the wire to pass through. And what you do is you just use a pair of tin snips, cut like half an inch, and then you'll be able to sink your wire into there. You're also going to need to do the same cut on the top of your fuse panel. Like I said, I just use a pair of tin snips. I cut half an inch in there, and that gives you enough room to get through the wire through the fuse panel. Now I have 2 grooves on this. That's because I'm going to be running a second set of wires for the intercooler pump, but that's a different mod. But to complete this, like I said, cut a little groove on both of the fuse panels, the box itself and the panel. Put your wire in. Make sure your tabs are lined up. So like here, here, and here, and you're fully lined up. This way your fuse box fully sits down, closed all the way, and you can't even tell that I ran an extra wire through here. Yeah, there's extra wire loom, but with it hidden underneath the box like that, you'll never see it. So that's going to be it for the LEDs. I'll show a shot in a little bit with them on, and we'll go from there. Okay guys, as you can see, I have the low beams on as well as the LED DRLs on, and if you were driving the car like normal, like if it wasn't wired with kit, the DRLs would not be on. So they're pretty damn bright. So that's with the lows on. This is with the lows and highs on. So you see the low here, the high here. The LED is still on. And the DRLs also run with the fog lights on. So these are an LED fog light, the LED DRL. And that's going to be about it. Now the only thing that the kit doesn't do is turn the fog lights on when the highs are on. So if you had the fog lights on and then you flip the high beam switch, the fog lights will turn off but the DRLs will stay on. So that's kind of the only thing it doesn't do. I know some people want like every light possible glowing, but this kit works with, you know, your lows on, your highs on, and your fog lights on as well. So it doesn't, those DRLs are basically going to stay on all the time now. There's no mode that really is going to show where it doesn't. There's not really going to be a mode that you're driving in where those lights aren't on. So that's a wrap up for the LED harness, and I think that looks pretty good. Thanks. Thanks for watching my video. Don't forget to like it, and if you haven't already, please subscribe.